Hi, I've got two people here in the room to be my audience. My lovely daughter Becca and her cat Leia, and my husband Richard. So, now we can begin. Hello, I'm Patricia Schmidt. I'm a senior at APSU, majoring in geography and minor in geology. So it's all about geosciences for me. Ever since I was a little girl, I used to love to find rocks and, the pretty rocks, and I would keep them and display them, and nobody else was interested in them. But at the age of 10, I was given an old rock collection set, and it had a little bit of lab stuff with it, and I was able to do my first experiments on rocks. Anyway, I had it for years. I don't even know what happened to it, but I've always loved rocks. And about that time also, I spent a lot of time on my aunt's farm. She lived close to us there in Oklahoma. And she had a bunch of rose rocks in her yard and all over her farm. And these rose rocks, these Oklahoma Bayrite rose rocks, only happen in an 80-mile stretch just east of Oklahoma City. And here's a single one, and then here is a chunk of one, a conglomerate of rose rocks that each of these are just like that or bigger. And it was a big chunk, but I gave up part of it. I got to give it away. Kind of heavy. But I love rocks. I always did. That's why I went back to school after 32 years to study rocks. I think I've enjoyed every class but one, but my favorite class is probably a class that I took last semester that was SED-STRAT, a sedimentary and stratification of rocks. And one of the reasons I liked it so much is because we got to have a Saturday field trip to go study a limestone outcrop in the Nashville Basin, which means it was southeast of Nashville by Murfreesboro. And it was really fun. And we got lots of samples. And then when we brought our samples back to school, Professor Roberson showed us how to use the water saw in the lab and how to grind the stones and make them smooth. And it was been a lot of fun. Now that I'm a geology lab assistant, I get to go into the labs, with permission, of course, and cut up rocks. So one of the rocks that I cut up was this geode that we had found in the woods. And it's not a pretty one like this one from a Missouri cave, but it's still very interesting and it has some stuff in there. And I just love studying them, and it's like a treasure that you unearth. And I really have enjoyed that field trip and SED-STRAT class. But now I'm in mineralogy, and I'm really enjoying that class. And one of the reasons I'm enjoying it is because we're making crystals. We're forming crystals. So here's one of my crystals that I'm growing from alum and distilled water. If I can get it out without hurting it. But anyway, here is my alum crystal that I'm growing for class. The other thing is that we're going to get to go see the NiStar mine in a couple of weeks, and so I'm really excited about that. So I'm really enjoying the geology classes and the geography classes. I'm also really interested in GIS, and I got a position, a student worker at the APSU Geographical Information System Center. And it's really fun, and it's where all the jobs are right now in the geoscience world. So when I get my degree, I hope that I could maybe get a GIS position, or even maybe I might, when we move back to Oklahoma, maybe I you know, explore the lands that my husband inherited from his great-grandfather, who got it when he was in the second Oklahoma land run. And maybe I'll find oil. That would be fun too. So that's why I like geology and geography. Thank you.